Locally in Ohio, we do not have any major endangered species. However, we do host endangered species during migration.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a huge thing. So for example, one of the most well-known birds is Kirtland's warbler. It's an endangered species that nests specifically in jack pine forests. One species of tree, one type of habitat, sandy, dry jack pine forest in northern Michigan. Trees have to be a certain height, so wildlife management comes in and burns different patches of trees to where they can, stay at a certain height. We host that species during migration, and not many of them because they're not abundant. But during spring and fall, we'll have Kirtland's warblers on their way out to the East Coast, to Cuba. They will cross through northwest Ohio, sometimes through the Cleveland area, on their way south. So they don't need jack pines during migration, but they need lakefront habitat in order to survive. Ultimately, our habitat in Ohio may not affect Kirtland's warbler as drastically as what may happen to jack pine forests on their breeding grounds. So, jack pine forests, it's not a very common thing. We've had to, go in and manage large tracts in order to keep this species going. But if climate change, and it will, continue to affect that jack pine forest tract within Michigan, certain spots in Wisconsin now, a couple spots in Ontario, we could lose jack pine forest. And that's not a bird that can just adapt to something else. They just can't, They are uniquely selected to be within that habitat, to own that habitat. So it's not like Kirtland's warbler can just go, oh, I'm going to go use white pine forest now. No, they need jack pine forest in order to survive. So that is a species that ultimately is in peril, even though their numbers have been rising right now. And long term, depending on what happens, and if the trends keep continuing, that would be a habitat that would be under fire. So
I have a couple questions on the phone that our other group members sent.